I am making a Meklord deck profile. This deck is really fun just because whenever I use it, no one knows what any of the cards do, which I think is fun. It's just even better when your opponent has a synchro monster out and they don't have any negations left, and you just go, "This is mine now." Anyway, starting off with the monsters, this Meklord deck is probably a bit different from everyone else's, just because I'm weird and like to play 3 Meklord Emperor Grinnell, 3 Meklord Emperor Skeel, and 3 Meklord Emperor Weisel. All the Meklord Emperors have the effect of, if a monster, they cannot be normal summoned or set, it can only be special summoned if a monster on your side of the field is destroyed by card effect. And then, while you control a Meklord Emperor, it's the only monster allowed to attack. So I learned that the hard way because I had all 3 Grinnell, Skeel, and Weisel in play. Found out I couldn't attack because of that. Anyway, Meklord Emperor Grinnell's special ability is that its attack points, or it gains attack equal to half your opponent's life points. So if their life points are 8,000, oh no, not your opponent's. I think another card. Its attack is equal to half your own life points. So if you summon it while your life points are still at 8,000, its attack points become 4,000. And then when it can target one of your opponent's synchro monsters, equip it, and it gains that equipped synchro monster's attack. But during your standby phase, you can summon that equipped synchro monster to your field as if it was your own monster. Skeel has the same 3 effects: its summon requirement, its ability to absorb synchro monsters, and it's the only one allowed to attack. But its special thing is it can send an equipped synchro monster to the graveyard to then be able to attack directly. And then Weisel is the better of the 3 because it has a built-in spell negation. But then it can send the equipped synchro monster to the graveyard. Never mind, it doesn't have that effect. Whoops. I just assumed they all had the 3. Anyway, for the other Meklord monsters, I play 3 Meklord Army of Skeel. I like Skeel because all the Meklord Emperor monsters have the effect where they gain a certain amount of attack for every other Meklord army you control or for every Meklord you control besides, nope, even themselves. Okay, no, besides from themselves, they gain a certain amount of attack. And Meklord Army of Skeel gains 200 attack for every other Meklord monster. And if it's destroyed in battle, then you can summon another Meklord Army monster from your deck. Then I play 3 Meklord Army of Grinnell. Grinnell gains 100 for every other Meklord monster. And when it's summoned, you can target one monster in your opponent's field, cuts attack in half till the end of the turn. Then I play 3 Meklord Army of Weisel. Weisel gains 100 for every other Meklord besides itself, and has the ability that if a Meklord monster attacks an opponent's monster in defense mode, it allows that monster to deal piercing. Then I play 2 Meklord Astro Dragon Asterisk. It's been a while since I've played this. It can only be summoned by sending 3 or more Meklord monsters you control to the graveyard. Or it can only be summoned by controlling 3 or more Meklord monsters. When it's summoned, you can send any target Meklord monster you control to the graveyard, and it gains its attack goes equal to the combined original attacks of those monsters. And every time your opponent synchro summons, it deals 1,000 damage. So against synchro spam decks, the Meklord Astro Dragon Asterisk was great because you basically burn for 1,000 every time your opponent synchro summons for every card. Then the big boss monster of the deck, I play triple Meklord Astro Mechanical. This monster is just, well, a monster. because it cannot be normal summon or set. It can only be special summoned from your hand by discarding 3 Meklord monsters from your hand. But it has 4,000 attack. Can equip a synchro monster opponent controls. I believe it can do piercing. Nope. But during your standby phase, you can send and equip synchro monster that's equipped to it to the graveyard to burn for that monster's attack points. Or is it half? Yeah, it burns for that monster's attack points, but you have to give up your battle phase. So if your opponent's life points are low and it's equipped with synchro, then you just burn them for the rest of the game. But most of the synchro absorb effects aren't used very much because links. No, hardly anyone just synchro summons anymore. Then moving on to the spells, I play 1 copy of the Seal of War Calgus. This deck doesn't really need an extra deck, but if at the moment I can only think of 1 extra deck card that I would use in it, and that would be Daigusto Emerald. I just don't have one. Then I play 2 copies of Boon of the Meklord Emperor. With this card, it's basically a pot of greed if you control 2 Meklord monsters, but you cannot enter the battle phase. So this card's really primarily good when going first. And I play 2 copies of Meklord Fortress. This card makes it so the Meklord Emperors are unaffected by opponent's synchro monster effects. But also, if it should be destroyed, leave the field for any reason, you can add 1 Meklord Emperor from deck to hand. This I would actually take out for Cyber Emergency because you can use it to search for Meklord Astromechanical, but unfortunately I don't have any. Then I play 2 copies of Hypernova Burst. This deck plays 14 monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. So this card's just good for it because you banish 2 monsters. They're either face up on your field or in your hand. You banish them face down and then draw 2 cards. So I just see it as something that could help the Meklord deck. And to finish off the spells, I play 3 Dark Hole. This card's good for Meklords because you have a monster in play, you Dark Hole, you Raigeki your opponent, and you set Meklord Emperor. That is it for these spells. And to finish off the traps, I just play a Solemn Brigade of Triple Strike, Triple Judgment, and 1 Warning. This is the main control that Meklords have. That is it for my Meklord deck profile. If anyone has any suggestions that could improve the deck, feel free to comment below. Thanks for watching.